right, focus.
Everybody focus.
This is the second to last day of Social Studies Chapter 2. So today we are going to talk about traditions and symbols. We're going to have a little bit of writing that we get to do, and if we finish it early, that gives us all day tomorrow for our Fun Friday that we talked about yesterday. And with that, you will get to actually kind of do a little bit of research on the Chromebooks and see how far it takes to get to some other places. You get to plan your own vacation. Sound like a plan? So let's go ahead and get started. I need your best listening positions. And we are to the read and do part. So, Mr. Dingle, I need you to kind of clear that stuff away so that your focus is on social studies, okay? If you just, that's okay. We'll have some time. We'll have some time. So go ahead and slip it into your folder for now. And read and do today. It says read the first paragraph of the read and do in your student text. Online friends, I'm going to have this linked in the slides so that you can go ahead and read it, but we are going to do it also. And as we're reading it, I want you listening and thinking, what makes people feel like they're part of a big community? So be thinking, what makes people feel like they're part of one big community? Oh, and I almost gave away the answers. Go back. Okay, I'm going to shift to the book. Well, there's more answers. You only know one of the answers, and you'll have to remember it. So,
I'm not gonna remember.
we're starting here on page 24, and it starts off by saying eagles, flags, and midnight parades. Sounds like America, right?
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and read. It says, your
You
community
need to add guns in there.
is one of many in the country, and some communities are east of the Rocky Mountains, and some are. So people all over the United States feel connected. So the question that we're thinking about still is, what makes us feel like we're part of one big community? And I'm going to pause because I've got someone who's having a lot of sidebars over this right now. Right now, all of us are listening to our reading, right? So that's what we're thinking of. What are some common things that make us feel like we're part of a community even when we're far away? And we're going to read to find out. This one's kind of written in story mode. It's a little bit different, okay? Let's hurry, Marissa said to her friend Jacob. She ran up the steps of her school. Marissa was
excited.
Her school was helping to plan her town's 4th of July celebration. Her class had chosen Jacob and Marissa to go to the planning meeting. Marissa's town is called Gatlinburg. It is in the state of
Tennessee.
People there love to make the 4th of July a special day. And so there's a picture here. This is actually from 1923. That's a long time ago. So that's one of the first parades from Gatlinburg, Tennessee in 1923. So you can see how things changed just a little bit.
A lot.
Oh, yeah, just a little, right? And so, does anybody know where Gatlinburg is? Yeah? Have you been there, Braylon? No? My brother actually went to school in Memphis, Tennessee to become an eye doctor, and so we went to Gatlinburg a couple times. It's kind of a touristy town, but it's kind of cool. This looks more like a current parade, would you agree?
Yeah.
The pictures in color, what are people all wearing? What colors? What colors are you seeing? Red, white, and blue, right? So let's go ahead and read a little bit more about Marissa and Jacob's planning.
A kid parade.
It does. The meeting was in the school library. Marissa and Jacob took their seats, and then Ms. Lundstrom stood up. She was the school's
Principal.
welcome, she said. As you know, the 4th of July is a very important day. On that day in 1776, the Declaration of Independence was approved. This great document said that our country would be
Free.
It would no longer be ruled by Great Britain. Hey, that's where our Wind and Willow stories take place.
Oh yeah.
Did you guys know that they used to be in charge of our country?
Yeah. No. People used
So, July 4th is actually the birthday of the United States. How can our town make this year's 4th of July the best ever? Let's hear your ideas. So as Ms. Lundstrom asked that, a boy named Justin spoke first. We've got to have the midnight parade, he said. That way, we have the very first parade of the day. It's a big tradition here in Gatlinburg. And I want you guys to read this whole last sentence with me because this is a big vocab word, and the word is tradition. What's the word?
Tradition.
Let's go ahead and read starting with A here.
A
tradition is something that people do together year after year. Keep that in the back of your mind because that's what we get to do for our share today. So think about your family tradition, something that you do every single year, right? That's what makes it a tradition. There is a famous guy over here. He's one of our presidents that was on Mount Rushmore. Keegan.
Thomas Jefferson.
Yeah, he's the guy who wrote the Declaration of Independence. And people still read those words today.
Hey, the Declaration of Independence is in the movie
National Treasure. Absolutely.
He steals
Gunnar, I like your movies, man. You watch some good ones.
He steals it too.
Do you guys know this song? You're a grand old flag, you're a high flying flag, and forever in peace may you
We sang this in
wave.
kindergarten.
You're the emblem of the land I love, the home of the free and the brave. Every heart beats true for the red, white, and blue, where there's never a boast or brag. Should old acquaintance be forgot, keep your eye on the grand old flag. It's like a really popular American song. Blocking his view standing. I'm so sorry. That is a huge tradition in America, or a really popular song that is symbolic actually of lots of things. So listen to that word here. Are you still focused?
I can see it.
So, how can we make this parade special? Mrs. Lundstrom asked. Well, we could have giant balloons, Marissa said. Maybe some could be shaped like bald eagles, Jacob added. Everyone liked that idea. The bald eagle is the national bird. It is a
Symbol.
of courage and freedom. Just read this sentence with me.
A symbol is something that stands for an idea.
For example, that bald eagle is a symbol for
Courage and freedom.
we have our flag as a symbol for the United States, right? And Tina spoke. A band should lead the parade, she said. It should play patriotic songs. Oh, the band should play the Star Spangled Banner, Marissa said. It's the national anthem. Well, we've learned some other good songs, Justin said. I like Your Grand Old Flag and the Liberty Bell March. Wonderful, Mrs. Lundstrom said. These songs tell about American
Symbols.
Ooh, listen carefully here. The flag stands for our strength and for everything that makes us one country. And the Liberty Bell stands for
Freedom.
oh my goodness, they gave us 3 examples of symbols. They said that the American eagle stands for
Courage and freedom.
courage and freedom. The Liberty Bell also stands for
Freedom.
And then our flag stands for our strength and what makes us.
One country.
You guys are crushing this. All right. Gunnar, did you have something to share, bud? Are we? Oh, yep. Okay, let's see. I saw the Liberty Bell once, Marissa said. It's in the city of
Philadelphia.
Very good. People rang it in 1776. They were going to read the Declaration of Independence out loud, and they wanted everyone to come and hear it being read. Well, that gives me an idea, Tina said. Let's set up a booth to tell about our history. Someone can read the Declaration, and we can show a copy of the Constitution. Then people can see the words that gave us our government. Ooh. And we could have a picture of the U.S. Capitol building, Jacob said. That's where people write our laws. Other students added more ideas. Marissa smiled. The 4th of July plan was sounding better and better, and she could see herself marching down the street at midnight. She could even hear the band playing. Is she really hearing those things? No. Those are good, just descriptive things that this author of our textbook put into that story to make it more interesting for us.
Bell, but it broke.
It is the Liberty Bell, and so the Liberty Bell has had a crack in it since like way back in the 1800s. And so nobody has ever rang it ever since because a big old crack.
When they rang it, it broke.
Well, it didn't break that. So, we've actually finished reading all of our reading for this entire chapter. But, you finished also your first social studies packet, right? Now, my friends in the room, you are going to make sure that you have your name, number, and date on this packet. Yes? And slide it to the side because I'm going to collect them in a little bit. Online friends, you don't need to turn in your social studies packet this time because I've been having you take pictures and put it online, or I've just been asking you some questions about plugging things in. So don't worry about it for now. When you're finished with it, you can just toss it or recycle it by pulling the staple out. But right now, we are all going to move on to packet numero dos.
Packet numero dos.
Fun fact, I need to find where on earth I put my second packet. That's not it.
That's not it.
I'm pouring mine out. You can go ahead and find your second packet and put your name, number, and date on it. That needs to be happening to yours, and I need to get mine out. And it's the one that has, it says traditions. Oh, you know what? I haven't given it to you guys yet, have I? Well, let me pass.